오늘은 미국의 시인이자 작가인 닐 그레이스 씨를 소개해드리겠습니다. 그의 저서로는 변화의 날개에 영감을 주는 시, 낙원에 세우다, 별들은 듣고 있다가 있습니다. 또한 그레이스 씨는 동물 구조에 열정적인 비건입니다. 프린마스터 텔레비전은 그레이스 씨를 만나 그의 삶과 깨달음이 담긴 그의 시에 영감을 준 존재의 경이로움을 이해하게 된 여정에 대해 들어보았습니다.
My love affair with life was so powerful and so profound. As a young man, I started to investigate the world by observing things, studying things, and I found that poetry was an avenue, an opportunity, kind of a link to a higher consciousness. So I began to read poetry and looking at myself and examining my own existence, kind of sorting out my own identity, I began to write my own poetry. And it was very inspirational, very uplifting. And I learned a lot about myself through the poems that I had written, because it gave me a chance to broaden my understanding of existence. And existence is such a magical and mysterious and wondrous thing that poetry helped to elucidate, helped to explain the magic of the world and all of its varied aspects. And I loved it. My biggest inspiration is life itself. Life is an amazing conundrum. It's an incredible experience. It's a journey. And that journey has so many diverse aspects or facets that I started to give myself to these aspects. Surrender, so to speak. I delved into them. And it really inspired me. It uplifted me. It galvanized me. I wanted to know everything. Why do people weep? Why do they smile? Where is my place in the world? Where do I belong? Where is my place spiritually? And it continued to inspire me and ignite in me a sense of joy and passion as I explored all of these adventures, so to speak, of life. And instead of just following the rather ordinary or mundane path, I wanted to see what was beyond the ordinary. I wanted to understand the full picture of life, including my relationship with myself and where I belonged in the world. And I did this in my early 20s. And I found that the more I did it, the more awakened I became. So I was really inspired by the journey, even though it was difficult at times, admittedly. You know, life is not all just a smooth, harmonious ride. There are many things that we have to sort out in ourselves to discover who we are. And some of those things can be challenging, as it's almost analogous to taking a raft down a river. There are sometimes very strong currents and there are boulders, and you have to navigate and make sure you don't capsize. You have to go around these things, but ultimately you will prevail.
그레이스 씨는 그의 시를 통해 독자들과 의미 있는 메시지를 나눕니다. 이 주제에 대한 그의 이야기를 더 들어보시죠.
Life is an amazing temporary gift. It is a miracle to exist. Most of us will only be in this form, in the flesh and bones that we are now, less than a century. That's a blink of time in geological time, in cosmic time. So the gift of life, I want to extend that to the world. I want to convey that message to everyone, that the gift of life is something to cherish. It is sacred. It is a special thing that creation has given each one of us. That's one message. And the more we can cherish our lives, not egotistically, not through self-adoration, but through appreciation and gratitude, the more we can do that, the more we will love all things. The other message is to be empowered, to be yourself, to be authentic, to express yourself freely, to give yourself to the world, to be compassionate, to be sensitive, to be thrilled and enthralled by every moment and what every moment gives you. Even if it's a difficult and sometimes sad experience, there's something to learn from everything. And to be humble, to be gracious in the world. And the last message is all of life, everything in existence is precious. Cherish it, revere it, honor it, and let it have its own mystical expression.
멋진 시청자 여러분, 잠시 반려견을 상쾌하게 목욕시키고 돌아오겠습니다. 돌아와서 미국의 비건 시인 닐 그레이스 씨와 나눈 이야기를 계속 전해드리겠습니다. 수프림마사 텔레비전을 계속 시청해 주세요. 수프림마사 텔레비전에 돌아오신 것을 환영합니다. 닐 그레이스 씨는 최근에 세계를 바라보는 참신한 시선, 인생을 스펙터클한 여행으로 만들기라는 새 시집을 출간했습니다. 닐 작가의 새 시집에 대해 들어보았습니다.
Fresh Eyes Upon the World is a compilation of my entire life's journeys, my experiences. It consists of 86 questions. The answers and the solutions, how we can heal ourselves, how we can heal the woes of the world, how we can embrace ourselves in such a way that we feel ecstatically alive, that we're elated, we're joyous, we're at the command of our own ships, so to speak. The whole book is essentially a metaphor for the advancement of consciousness. And the more conscious we can become, the more aware we can become, the freer we will be. The freer to love, to honor who we are, to cherish the world, to be creative, to be inspired, to be silly, to be absolutely unencumbered by any of the conditioning process that have turned us into inauthentic beings. So the book is really about serving, healing, helping, and reminding each of us who we are, magnificent creations of the Lord of existence.
세계를 바라보는 참신한 시선에서 다룬 86가지 질문 중 하나가 바로 치유입니다. 자신을 어떻게 치유할까요? 그레이스 씨의 답을 들어보시죠.
There are many hurts and many moments of pain and suffering that we need to heal. And the only way we can heal ourselves is by making a conscious effort, stepping back and taking command of your life, the reins of your destiny, taking responsibility for your life, and say, how can I heal this? You've got to be a decision maker in your life. In order to heal, you need to choose, is this the best thing for me? Is this the best thing for other people or other animals? Is this the best thing for nature? Am I making a wise decision? Am I making a decision that is going to be good for everyone? Because we're all part of the inclusiveness of life. We're not separate. That is a fallacy. So we need to be cognizant of those things in order to start the process of healing. And healing is not about creating a fantasy and enshrouding yourself in a fantasy, which a lot of people do. Healing is about being vulnerable to the world, having implicit trust in the unknown, being able to understand these things without having to control them. Too many of us go through life very rigid and very tense because we want to control our lives, thinking that's going to give us a semblance of harmony and order. We have to let go. We have to trust in something that has given us the opportunity to be alive is also giving us the opportunity to heal. And that is vital.
이제 2016년 8월 그레이스 대성당에서 선보인 닐 그레이스 씨의 감동적인 시 여름 예찬 낭송을 들어보겠습니다.
Summer atmosphere with the sun's blazing light aglow in a prism of brilliant colors. From dawn's ruby sheen to a misty rainbow, an enchanting palette of perfection in nature's gallant and glorious sway. Rivers flow and flow in rhythmic cadence with the sea. A far away wave crashing upon the sands in a wild dance of freedom. Cherry-colored roses exuding perfume, while clouds drift in a sapphire sky like celestial ships without destination or destiny. And we mortal beings, with passionate trances of what we desire from this flash of existence, traverse the sumptuous earth in search of an elusive meaning too profound for thoughts. That words themselves, with their vivid incantations and extraordinary evocations, narrow the spaces between the known and the unknown, dissolving sounds into silence as summer dreams on and on until music proclaims its majesty in song upon song, igniting our consciousness with the memory of life's ecstasy, engendering a feeling so pure and so magical, we drop our pain and our name and our fears to relax in a cathedral containing the sacred and the sublime.
예술적인 시청자 여러분, 우리 프로그램 비건 시인 닐 그레이스 인생을 스펙터클한 여행으로 만들기와 함께 해주셔서 감사합니다.